See. Guys, thank you so much for joining us. This is actually our first time to host a live sneak peek. This is our beta test group here, but thank you so much for taking the time out of your night to join us. You are going to be with us as I share something that is very near and dear to my heart, Beachbody coaching. I have been a Beachbody coach for over 5 years, and it has been the biggest life-changing, and I don't like to throw that word around, but it has seriously been the biggest life-changing commitment that I have made, and it has utterly changed the way I think about life, the way I live my life, and the way that I give my life to others. My husband and I started a team, Destined for Greatness. Started with just me and him, and there are thousands, 10,000 plus coaches under us now, 37,000 to be honest, under us, but we are responsible for about 15,000 of those. And we have over 100 signing on each week, which I just looked at my back office. I'm like, wow, 112 people this week. And that makes me so happy because I know that what it's done in my life, and all we want to do, which is why we host things like this, is give that away. So thank you so much for joining. I don't know, you may not even have a clue what Beachbody is, but Beachbody is the company that is responsible for workouts like P90X, Insanity, T25, 21-Day Fix, all those awesome home fitness programs that you see on infomercials. That's Beachbody. And not only the home fitness, but also the supplements. I'm sure you've seen somewhere, heard somewhere of Shakeology, which is our superfood meal replacement that 5.5 years, it is still my favorite meal, but I'll be super honest with you. When I began coaching, I was pregnant, and my husband would make me a shake, and I was not having it. I'm like, no, I want real food. I want to chew. I did not like Shakeology my first 3 weeks as a coach, but now I seriously love it. I crave it. I have at least one a day, sometimes two if I'm in a rush, but it's seriously something that I just can't even see living without. I'm like, when I first became a coach, it's like, if I can get behind something like that and believe in it, then I want to do that. So Beachbody coaching was introduced not to peddle some products around, okay? Beachbody coaching was created to fill a void. Those infomercials I was talking about, all of these products, all these fitness programs, they were being bought by the masses. I mean, ton of people. Late night, I can picture it because I was one of those people. I ended up with hip-hop abs and yoga booty ballet back in the day, and I'll tell you how it happened. I'm sitting on the couch late night feeling terrible about myself and probably just ate pizza and ice cream and maybe even just got back from a bar after drinking. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, I want to feel like that. I want to look like that. And I'd order these programs, and they would basically just sit there. That was happening all over the world. Okay, so Carl Deichler, John Congdon, who are the people behind this movement, they created the coaching position to be that accountability partner, to help the person who bought the program do the program. And that is how coaching came about. And what I love about that is because we were here to fill a void. We were here to help others, not just here to shove a product around and around and around. But even if we were, it'd be kind of cool because it is a product that is awesome. But what we do as coaches, man, we just help people commit to their health and fitness goals. We are people that commit to our own health and fitness goals. And we just share that journey out loud on social media and help other people connect to it in hopes that it just changes their life in any way for the better. Okay, I'm going to give you a really quick snippet of my story, and then I'm going to flip it over to the next person because I don't want to be the only one talking here. We have some amazing coaches, and I love them, and they're my family. You know, we've been here together for a long time. Now, when I first became a coach, I'm going to go ahead and get it out there, 6 months removed from having been in jail for alcohol-related offenses. Guys, I have been arrested 6 times for alcohol, and it was like at a time in my life where I needed something. I needed a change. I was waiting tables. I was pregnant waiting tables. I had already given up alcohol. I'm 6 years without it now, but the point is I had just came off this huge life change, and I needed something. I had no college education. I had no skills or trade that would get me anywhere in life. And this fell into my lap, and I'm like, dear Lord, if this is what I'm supposed to do, bless this, okay? So I'm waiting tables, and I tell my husband, I'm going to not return to work after I have this baby. I'm going to build this business where I do not have to return to work. And it became, at that moment, it became a must. Not a should, not a could, not a hope so, but a must. And I gave it all I had, all my pregnant self could have, and I believed, you know, I'm like, this has to be where I belong. This has to be my thing, because I didn't have another thing, okay? So, like, basically my back was against the wall, but it doesn't have to be. You just have to have a desire for something more. Just got to be hungry for a little something different than what you got going on, basically. So I became a coach. I worked my tail off for 8 months, and when I had the baby, I wasn't making a ton of money. I'll be honest, because I don't want you to come in here thinking that it is a get-rich-quick scheme. It is not. You work for it, okay? But I quit, and I said, I'm not going back. I'm going to give my all to it. And Tony, he was even trying to tell me to go get a job at the elementary school down the street. And I'm like, no, I believe that I can do this. Just give me the time, and I can do this. And then 5 years later, I do not want to make this about accolades here, but I've reached every rank you can meet in this business. I've reached every mile marker outside the top 10 coach, and I have built a business of these beautiful faces that I see looking back at me. They bring me to tears. I love you. I see you, Luann. I see my sister there. I get so moved, okay? And I just want, I don't want to get all teary. That's weird. But I just want you to know my heart. This isn't because we want to just build teams. We want to bring in people who will take this by the horns, who will proverbial horns, according to Larry, and who will make it matter and do something amazing with it. Because I know that when this business falls into the lap of somebody who's going to do something amazing with it, you do really big things, and you create a ripple effect that you look back on later and you're like, how in the world did that start with me? Okay, so thank you so much for being on. I am going to turn it over to the people who made this team. Olivia Baker is our first one. Guys, just listen up. We love you so much. Oh, and hang tight, because we're going to open this up for a little Q&A afterwards.
Okay, so I'm unmuting myself. Hi, guys. Thank you so much for taking the time to be on this call tonight and just to hear our hearts. Like Lindsay said, this is what it brings tears to our eyes to see what this team has done, where we've came from, what we've gone through, and where we're at today. And that's what I want to share with you guys today. I want to kind of paint a picture of what my life used to look like, what I've been through, and where I'm at today. So let's go back 2 years. Just to let all of you guys know, my background as a personal trainer, I've been in the health field since '98. I have been a massage therapist for the last 13 years. 2 years ago, I was running a very successful massage therapy business, but I was working from 9 a.m. in the morning until 9 p.m. at night. I would pick my daughter up in the middle of my day, give her a snack, then go back to work and work until 9 p.m. at night. I was in a new marriage. I had a new family. I had a son who was in 11th grade, who was embarking down a path that was going to lead down him destruction. My daughter was not doing well in school. So although I had this thriving business, I had a marriage that needed attention. I had a son that needed my attention, and I had a daughter who desperately needed my attention. And I knew there was something that I needed to do. But what? At that time, I literally got on my hands and knees and I prayed for something to come into my path that would change my direction and my family's direction, so I could be there for everyone and be the mom and the wife that I desired to be. And that's when Beachbody literally fell into my lap. I was at the hair salon one day, and this woman walked in. I'm going to make this story real short because it can be elongated. I was sitting there, and this woman walked in. She didn't even have an appointment, okay? And she ended up sitting down beside me, and I ended up chatting with her, and she was wearing workout clothes, and I asked her, you know, did she just get done working out? She goes, no, I dress like this every day. And I'm like, oh, are you a personal trainer? She's like, no, I'm an online personal trainer. And I looked at her like she had 3 heads because, again, I've been a gym rat and I've been a personal trainer since '98, and have I never heard of online personal training? Now, mind you, prior to this woman walking in, I was talking to my friends and my hairdresser about what was going on in my life and what a change that I needed to find. I needed to find something that could help me with where I was at in my life. Guess who God sat next to me? And that is why my team's name is called Blessed Beyond Belief, because I truly believe that I am blessed beyond belief to have this opportunity and to be given such a gift. And that's why we're here tonight, is to share that gift with you guys. So fast forward, this woman hands me her business card, tells me to check her out on Facebook. And of course I go home and I do so. And I'm like, babe, this woman is doing exactly what I'm passionate about and what I'm doing already, but I'm not getting paid for it. So I made an appointment with her, and we sat down, and she showed me what she did on a daily basis. She showed me her back office, and it was, at that time, I have to be honest, it was just too much for me to wrap my brain around, okay? So I figured, instead of looking at the business side of this, let me focus on me. Because I was working 9 a.m. to 9 p.m., I no longer had time to get to the gym. I was exhausted, okay? I had no time for me. I suffered a shoulder injury, a back injury, and I just knew that I needed something. And she presented me with a 21-day fix. I figured, hey, I've got 30 minutes a day, right? I can do that. So I told my husband, I'm like, what do I have to lose? Let me start this program, and if it's something that I love, great. If not, at least I tried. At least I have something that I can utilize on a daily basis. Well, guess what? Here I am today. And in 6 months after, well, let me back up a little bit. I made that decision at that time that no matter what call was being hosted, what event was going on, that I was going to submerge myself wholeheartedly into this business. I was not going to miss a call. I was not going to miss an event. And I haven't. I submerged myself in YouTube videos from Lindsay Stay and all of the other top trainers. And I just sucked it in. I just took it. And in 6 months, I was ready to make the decision. And I came to my husband and I said, babe, it was in December and it was time for me to renew my lease at work. And I said, I've got to talk to you about something. I was nervous. And he's like, okay. I said, I think I don't want to renew my lease at the office. And he's like, well, what do you mean? What do you want to do? And I'm like, well, I think I want to homeschool my daughter and do Beachbody full time. And he's like, okay. I'm in tears. My massage practice was my baby. It was something I worked for 13 years and, developed it on my own from the ground up, and it was very successful. But I knew I could not continue balancing the business, Beachbody, and trying to homeschool my daughter. Homeschooling was something new to me and the family, and so was Beachbody. So I knew that I needed to give what was on my heart full focus. So we decided to take my massage therapy business part-time. And he says, Olivia, if you're going to do it, all that I ask is that you give it your whole heart. And that's what I decided to do. So fast forward a year, after a year, I was able to turn, and I know this, I don't want to, make it about money, but, there is a part of this that you need to hear this, because I think it's important. After giving this my heart for a year, I was making in my Beachbody business what I was making after 13 years of working 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. in my massage therapy business by being consistent with this business. But not only that, I was able to give the time and energy to my husband and to my family. My daughter now is going into her 3rd year of homeschooling. My son is a first-class airman now in the Air Force, okay? And I'm able to empower women on a daily basis and give them belief in themselves that they once didn't see or know that they had. And not only that, how am I doing on time, guys? I know I can ramble. Not only that, not only am I able to empower women on my team, and I'm able to help my family, okay? And one of the special people that I've been able to watch their lives transform is my sister Lauren, who is my top coach in my business. And I'd like to hand it over to her now so she can tell her story.
Well, I don't know how to follow that up because I'm thinking, I don't think my story's that great. But hi, guys, I'm Coach Lauren, and I am a diamond coach. And I say that because I am proud of the team that I have. I'm only a diamond coach because of the awesome coaches that I coach with. Like my sister said, Olivia, actually Beachbody brought us back together. Our lives were crazy. I am or was a full-time teacher, was going into my 6th year of teaching, and I was pregnant with my first child, Elliot, who is now 3, and I told my husband, I don't want to leave my baby. And he kind of just entertained the idea, entertained the thought until I pushed that sucker out. My husband looked at me, we were both crying, and he goes, you're never going back to the classroom. And now we had to figure out how the heck we were going to keep our house and make a living. So I was on maternity leave and everything was great. And I don't know about how many moms we have in this group, but I gained 60 pounds with my son, 60 large pounds, and I had a hard time losing it. So my sister Olivia introduced the 21-day fix to me, and I lost all of my baby weight and got in better shape than I had ever been post-baby. And I started sharing my results. And I just would post every day a little bit about, making this healthy meal, drinking this shake, taking my baby for a run, doing a workout. And people kept asking me what I was doing. And I would tell my sister, oh my gosh, this is crazy. All these people are asking me. And she goes, you really should coach. And I'm telling all these girls what I'm doing, how I'm doing it, what I'm eating. And she goes, seriously, you should coach. Like, this is what I do. You can coach. So I told her I have to think about it. Let me talk to my husband because I am not somebody who does something half-assed. If I was going to do it, I was going to give it my all. So I told her, okay, I think I'll do it. And I signed up to become a coach. And within my very first month, and like Olivia said, it's not about the money, but for me, setting goals and seeing the financial opportunity spoke to me, and it lit a fire in me. It drove me. And if there's any moms in here, any single moms, any new moms, veteran mommies who have 2 or 3 babies, you know that sometimes it takes something. It takes seeing something and hearing something that lets you know that you can do it. Well, I'm telling you, I'm that mom. In my very first month, I made more than I was making as a full-time teacher. A full-time teacher. And each week, hold on, Bubba, go find Daddy. This is one of my nuggets right now. He's supposed to be in bed. But my first week, I made $800. And I thought, oh my gosh. And then my second week, I was making the same amount of money, all for helping people. So then I started thinking, okay, how can I reach more people? How can I let other people see, my desire and my mission? So I was a mom of 1, and now I am a mom of 2. Okay, go tell Daddy that, okay? Now I'm a mom of 2 of a little pistol. Any moms out there, can you relate? I see lots of people smiling. So either he's really cute or this is you and you know what's going on. How cool. I get to work and I have nuggets. I have a baby crying right now, and I have a little nugget who just was supposed to be in bed 22 minutes ago. So I get to help moms. I get to help them reach their goal weight. I get to help them figure out how to run their household and how to reach their goals, all from home, all from raising my babies. So one of the things that I love about coaching, everything that I loved about teaching, everything that I felt I was called to do as a teacher, I get to do as a coach. I get to be creative. I get to lesson plan. I run groups where I get to add structure and organization to people's lives. And those are all the things I loved doing as a teacher. I get to share my personality. I get to embrace other people's personalities, and I get to hopefully inspire and motivate. So if you become a part of a Beachbody team, it's exactly what it is. We all truly are family. We set goals together. And Larry, you're next, and I'm handing it over because our house is unraveling as I speak. So any mamas out there, I know you get it, but there's something so cool about having a community of other women and other men who are doing the same exact thing you're trying to do, have healthy families and trying to put food on the table and make money to pay those bills. So Larry, it's all you.
Well, wow. Those are pretty cool, awesome stories. And you guys get to do it. You guys are sisters, right? That's what you said, right? That's pretty awesome. And hey, Soren, what's up, buddy? Hey. First of all, I'm very honored and humbled to be able to speak with everyone tonight and to hear what I have to say. So I'm truly, truly, truly honored, and thanks for being here. And I know everyone's time is very valuable, so we really appreciate you being here. I'm going to do something a little different. I'm going to talk about myself a little bit, and I'm going to switch it up a tad and talk about everyone that's here. So it's going to be a little bit unique. But my story started probably, I was talking to Catherine this morning about this, my wife, and she's in here somewhere. Hey, baby. About 5 years ago, it's literally 5 years ago, we were watching television early in the morning. Actually, she was sleeping. I made myself a cup of coffee, and this infomercial came across the TV screen, and it was Tony Horton with this P90X routine. And I caught the halfway through, and I was very intrigued. I'm like, man, there's no way that dude, that's impossible. This is a typical infomercial, doesn't work, but that guy seemed really believable. I've got to watch that again. So I flipped through, found on another channel where it was starting again, tried to wake up Kath. I'm like, hey, you got to check this out. You got to check this. This is cool. I want to do this. And of course, she's like, what are you talking about? Go back to sleep. Get some sleep. Where's my coffee? But I watched it. And I was like, man, I believe that guy. I really believe that guy, that you can get in that type of shape. And this time he was 45, and I just turned 40. I'm getting ready to turn 46. So it's definitely a mirror kind of a thing there. But I was just so psyched. I can remember, I was like, man, we have to do this. We have to do this. We got to do this. So long story short, I convinced her. She was awesome enough to actually get it for me. We started doing it. The first time we ever did it, we did it in the living room. And I'll never forget, I was like, I thought I was in pretty good shape. And I was like, push-ups, and then push-ups, and then more push-ups, and some more different push-ups. I couldn't get through the first workout. I'm like, obviously, this guy's on to something. So we kept doing it and kept doing it. Long story short, we did it for a couple of years, and P90X2 came out. I had to have it the first day it came out. Catherine, once again, bought for Christmas. I think it came like a couple of days after Christmas. I was so stoked. Knew nothing about Beachbody as a business. Still nothing. This is years. We've been doing this for years. Along the way, I also convinced Catherine, I'm like, we have this Shakeology. This stuff seems to make sense. So she's like, no way. Way too expensive. You're crazy. I'm like, I promise you, let's just try it. It's not going to hurt to try one time. So we did it. I loved it. It made sense. It was economical. Once we did the math, she got it. We kept doing it. Fast forward again another year. So this is 3 years now. I know the products work. I'm drinking the Shakeology. I'm also, let me back up. I'm also a general contractor and an ex-baseball player. I used to play professional baseball for a living until they told me I was no longer good enough. They were never going to give me a paycheck. So I decided to get a real job, and I became, long story short, a general contractor. I build houses, do renovations, all kinds of stuff. So when all you guys become very lucrative Beachbody coaches, I love to build all your guys' houses. So don't forget, in Florida, wherever. I'll go to Hawaii, doesn't matter. So where was it? Oh, I convinced her to get the shake. And then we were playing baseball in St. Petersburg, Florida, where, I don't know if you guys ever all see this, where my coach, my coach is her husband, Tony, lives. We're playing the first game. Never met Tony before in my life. I'm like, man, this guy's pretty cool. Seems like a nice guy. We're talking, have a great game. Takes off his shirt. He's wearing this Beachbody shirt. Not this one, but another one that has the Beachbody emblem. And I turned and I said, hey, Beachbody, are you a coach or something? And I expected him to say no, of course. And he said, yeah, I'm a coach. I'm like, and my buddy Matt is sitting next to me too, and he knows about the Beachbody programs too. We've talked about it. And I'm like, wait, like we're like full time? Like that's what you guys do? And he goes, yeah, my wife and I are full-time Beachbody coaches. I'm like, whoa, Like that's all. That's it. That's your only source of income. That's it. You're Beachbody coaches. Like the stuff I've been seeing on TV for years, all that stuff. That's all you guys do. Yeah, I swear. That's the only thing. That's what we do. And he said, listen, let's come to the game early tomorrow. We'll talk. Long story short, we spoke about it. I knew the products worked. I dabbled in the product. Well, not dabbled, but I did the product. I was a firm believer in the product. I already knew the products worked. It was a no-brainer for me. He's like, coach. I'm like, what's the coach do? He explained to me a little bit further it's about helping others transform their lives. And I'm like, well, heck, man, I love to do that. That's what I love to do. I'm like, I love building stuff and creating and transforming less than stellar things into really nice, awesome things. So I love the transformation part, and I love the helping part. There's been countless times where I've helped customers, told them not to do something, sacrifice making money just so they understand that that's not the right way to do something in building. And we do the same thing with our fitness journey too. So long story short, we started in 2015. Been a coach for almost a year and 3/4. Is that a thing? A year and 3/4? Almost 2 years. And we love it. But the thing that we love the most is the helping part. And not only the helping part, but the growing part. And that's what's been amazing. Because like I said, the products are the products. The products are fantastic. But it's the things that you can't put a price on that will change your life. It will be a ripple effect throughout your life. It will change your mental approach to life. It'll change your spiritual approach to life. And honestly, your physical approach, because you'll get in great, fantastic shape, of course, as long as you do the programs that you're supposed to do. But it's just been fantastic, and I would not trade it for the world. The only thing I'm upset about is that I didn't do it 5 years ago, because then I would have a poster like that one sitting behind me with my face in green and orange and something else or whatever. But other than that, that's fantastic. But I hope I'm doing okay on time. So I want to read one quick thing and expand on it a little bit. Go from there. I thought this was pretty awesome. I'm going to read this twice because it took me like 3 times to really digest this. So I'm sure all you smart people get it twice. It says, ordinary people believe only in the possible. Extraordinary people visualize not what is possible or probable, but rather what is impossible. And by visualizing the impossible, they begin to see it is possible. So I'm going to say that again real quick. Ordinary people believe only in the possible. Extraordinary people visualize not only what is possible or probable, but rather what is impossible. And by visualizing the impossible, they begin to see it as possible. And the reason why I really like this quote, and it struck me because we're doing this call today, is because I'm sure there's people here in this group that are either new coaches, heck, they could be coaches that have been here for a while, and especially the people that are considering coaching. And the thing that's important to know is that, and this is going to sound contradictory, but Lindsay and those other people that have had tremendous success, they're ordinary people. But they believed that they could do something more than ordinary and make it extraordinary, because that's what it's all about, and this is going to sound kind of, I don't know, maybe politically incorrect, but this participation idea that we have for participation trophies is beyond me. That's like just participating in life. That's like showing up, like just showing up and going through the motions of life. I don't get it, because everyone can have something more than just the ordinary, the routine, the mundane, same thing over and over and over and over again. And that's what Beachbody is so awesome about, because you start to develop that person that's inside of you, that you start to grow with personal development, the like-minded people that's around you, the positivity. It's just contagious. And that's one thing. The first time I went to the Super Saturday with I don't know how many thousands of people there, I could just feel it. I could sense it. It was just amazing. Like, I have to be a part of that. So if you're considering being a Beachbody coach, go to a Super Saturday if you've never been to one. And it's a quarterly meeting that Beachbody has in your different areas. I'm starting to digress, get a little bit not flustered, but I'm getting excited. I can't contain it like a volcano. So, extraordinary to ordinary. Participation, the Olympics. Let's talk about the Olympics. I'm sure everyone knows the Olympics are going on. There is no participation award. There's only awards for the winners, bronze, silver, gold. They don't give an award for participation. Those people are all extraordinary, don't get me wrong. But those are ordinary people doing extraordinary things. Those are people that do something for 1 minute that have done thousands and thousands and thousands of hours behind the scenes to get to that 1 minute. That's amazing to me. They work so hard for 1 minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes, whatever the case may be. Some longer. The soccer game seems to take forever. Soccer match, excuse me. But, that's the point I just want to keep reiterating, is that it's not easy. It takes time. But the first thing it does is take a thought and a decision. And then it takes a step. People think just do a step. No, it's not just the step. It's kind of like if you're going to climb Mount Everest. You don't show up on the mountain and just start stepping. You first have to decide, come up with your plan. Then you take your first step because you know you have an action plan, and you go. 1 step, 2 steps, 3 steps. And another thing I want to touch on, the thing that people struggle with is the doubt and the fear. You're saying to yourself, hey, you know what? Those people, yeah, I might be able to do that, but this, but that, but she's so pretty, but she has this advantage. It doesn't matter. I've been through many Beachbody events, the Beachbody cruise, you name it. I've been to Beachbody conferences. Everyone has their own story. Everyone is special. You don't have to be in a certain shape. You don't have to be a certain size. You don't have to be anything, but you have to have that desire to be more than ordinary. You have to have desire to be extraordinary. So, I leave you with this. Everyone here has greatness inside them. Every single one of you guys. It's just whether or not you can crush those fears, those doubts, those insecurities, and grow and let it out. So with that, I say namaste. And oh my goodness gracious, I kicked it over. And we will leave it open for questions and answers now. I feel weird talking to myself, by the way, so chime in.
Well, I hope you don't mind if I do. Way to bring it home. Larry, you had me in tears. And I think that you hit on so many great points. I'm sure that you guys want to say something, but I just want to add in one little thing there is you nailed it. Like a lot of people, they go, I'm not this, I'm not that, I'm not enough. I don't have the time, I don't have the money, I don't have the energy, all of these things, all of these reasons to keep you from taking that extra step towards something better. I'm not saying that Beachbody is going to absolutely change your life. I pray that it does, but I know that it's a step towards something better. And that's exactly why I do choose to share my sordid past. And I began when I was pregnant, because you don't have to look a certain way. You don't have to have a certain education. You don't have to have a certain skill. You just have to, like I said, want something greater. And I just want everyone to go to bed tonight knowing that, like, I am enough. Not only for Beachbody coaching, but for anything in this life. And I want you to leave here feeling empowered, okay? So please, I know you probably have a million questions and even misconceptions or things that are kind of like holding you back. Like, well, what about this or what about that? So please, feel free to unmute yourself. If you don't know how, wave your hands and I'll unmute you. And feel free to ask anything and we'll field your answers.
By the way, thanks for listening. And I don't think anyone dropped out while I was talking, so that's a good thing. Yeah.
Okay. I don't know if someone's working up the nerve here, but I prepared for this. I did. I prepared for no one saying anything because I know a lot of times you still, even though we just poured our hearts out, do not think that you have a valuable question or maybe you don't even give a rip. But I just had some things like jotted down that are common questions that people may have. Do you want to talk about how we're paid? Nod. Yeah? Anybody? Okay. Well, I'm not going to go into major detail, and I will go ahead and throw up this disclaimer. Beachbody does not guarantee any amount of money that you make. A lot of it is built on diligence and your own skill and effort that you give a business, but isn't that anything, right? You cannot buy a franchise or build even a online homemade diaper business without having to put some stuff in before you get anything back out, okay? As Beachbody coaches, you make 25% off of anything that's bought from you. And you make slightly more from challenge packs. And challenge pack, not to throw you too much information, is a fitness program combined with a bag of Shakeology. So when someone buys a challenge pack from you, which we believe is your tool set to start reaching your health and fitness goals with the support of your coach, you make slightly more than 25% on that. Now, when you start building a team, that's the sweet spot. That's my favorite part. Commissions, that's a nice supplemental income, but you're likely not going to retire your family off of it. But when you start building a team, you make a percentage off of the volume that is created from the people beneath you. Okay, so I have 2 coaches underneath me, and they are selling to people or connecting them with a challenge pack, and the more that they do that, the more volume that's created, the more me and everyone else above them makes off of them. Is that clear as mud? When you become a coach, you will understand it a little better. All right. I don't want to call anyone out, but if any of my hosts or even any of the coaches on this call want to share a misconception, chime in.
Hey, Lindsay?
Yes.
Hey. I have a question, I think. Is that okay?
Please, yes.
Okay. So I was a coach last year, and then I went through a pretty dark season of depression, so I stopped, and I just started again, I think last week. And so I'm excited, and I'm committed, and I'm going to be here in a year. My biggest concern is that I don't know how to build a team, and I don't know how to find coaches that want it as much as I do. So that's my fear, is that I'm not going to be able to build a team and get to Diamond and 2-star and whatnot. Do you guys have any advice on how to build a team and how to have that confidence that it will happen? Because I just don't, like you said, I don't want to be just surviving on commission. I want a team, and I want to mentor, and I want to lead. But I just don't know how to find those people that are as hungry as I am.
Chills. Do any of you other awesome people want to field that?
I'll say something.
Mm-hmm.
You cool, Linz?
Oh, gosh, yeah.
So I started about 2.5 years ago, and about 4 months into starting, I stumbled across, she called, never thought she'd do it, a rock star coach, Jess Basola. A lot of you know her. And I'm like, gosh, that was easy. All you do is find someone who you think there's no way she's ever going to do it. And then, 2 years later, she's a 15-star coach. Okay. But then nothing, it's been all discount coaches for all this time. And, I just feel like it's a number thing. And I kept inviting. And then all of a sudden in the last probably 3 or 4 months, I have found 6 girls who are just on fire and going for it. So I think that it's certainly a snowball that you've got to build, and you just build it and build it and build it, knowing that snowballs are made out of snowflakes, and snowflakes melt, and people don't believe in themselves and they quit, but you just got to keep putting that snowball together, and suddenly it's so big, you put it at the side of a mountain, you start rolling it down, and there's nothing you're going to be able to do to stop it. That's what I always tell the girls on my team. So I just, patience is the takeaway that I took away from Summit. I think it's the biggest thing that people need to realize is if you don't quit, you're going to win. Just keep doing it. Just keep inviting, and those people will come to you.
Yeah, I'll expand on that too. It's you kind of attract what you put out. And I'm a big proponent of this, or actually my own worst enemy at this as well, because I don't focus enough myself on the actual coaching aspect of this business. I'm great at describing the health benefits and helping people start their health journey, but I'm just not great, and I'm not good at inviting for the coaching opportunity, which is the best thing that Beachbody has to offer, period. I mean, the programs are great, but it's the coaching. This is what changes people's lives. So I think that's huge. And as well, just like Luana said, it's patience, because if you start trying to compare yourself to someone else and their scale, how fast they've gone, it will destroy you. Comparison is the thief of joy. So as soon as you start comparing this to that, you to someone else, it will do it. But just continue to run your race and keep inviting and do what you do. But you've just got to put out what you want. Just think about in your mind who you want on your team, and just try to build it that way. But it's just, you just never know, and it does come in snowballs. It comes in bunches like grapes. Sometimes you have 0, sometimes you have 6 people interested. So you just never know.
Okay. One of the biggest things that was life-changing for my business was consistency. I thought when I got pregnant the second time, there was no one that would want to join my team, because they watched me shrink and they're going to watch me blow up again. But your consistency of posting about what you're passionate about, if you are so passionate about it that it pours out into your posts and the enthusiasm just jumps out on their iPhones or jumps out on their computer, people are going to want to be attracted to you. People are going to want to join your team because it's contagious. And your consistency will allow them to see that you're not going anywhere. I remember watching one of my trainings, and it was one of Lindsay Stay's videos, and she said, people are going to watch you fail. They're going to keep watching to see if she's still going at it. Well, every time that you're still sticking to your program, every time that you're still posting something positive, people are going to watch and say, okay, she's still doing it. Okay, she's still doing it. Okay, there must be something about it. I want to drink what that girl's drinking because she's positive and she's happy, and I want to be a part of it. So honestly, consistency. Follow your own journey and be consistent with what you're posting, be consistent with what you're sharing, and I promise you, people are going to come to you. People are going to be attracted to you, and those are the type of people you're going to want on your team. Those are the people that are going to last on your team, and that's what's important too.
Okay. Thanks, guys, so much.
Lastly, one thing to add to that, one of the awesome things about being part of, a team on Beachbody is that one of the vital behaviors, and you guys will learn about that if you're not a coach, is personal development. We are daily, we are told that we need to fill our cup so that we can fill others' cup. We can't give what we don't have. And so in order to do that, there are, many different books, even on in Lindsay's team page, we have a list of books. So whatever specific things that you're struggling with, there are particular books to read that can help you with that struggle. Whether it is, leading a team or being consistent or self-belief, whatever the struggle may be, there are particular books out there that could be recommended to you to help you with that struggle.
Got it. Thank you so much, guys. I really appreciate your time.
Absolutely.
It's a fantastic question, and thank you for being vulnerable and asking.
You're welcome.
I was going to see if there's another question, because I can always just keep talking. I mean, of course, these people wrapped up everything that I would have said in one. Must have a great teacher. I'm just kidding. No. One message I get most often is, thank you for always being so positive. I think that is what people are looking for in a very dark and gloomy world, aka their news feed. We have the opportunity to shine a positive, bright light. And that comes from, when I was saying, it changes the way you live life. And it is because of the people you're surrounded by. It's because of the books you're reading. It's because you're working out. Working out is one of the most natural positive stress relievers that there is, endorphin producing, okay? So when you are working out and sharing that, or you're reading something good and you're sharing that, and you're just putting out this positive light, people want to stop and read what you're having. And I'm told now, and I had no idea then, because it seemed like nobody was watching me on social media, that they'll reach back and they say, I've been watching you for a year. Thank you for just continuing to be that positivity. Thank you for inspiring me. There were times when I wasn't going to work out and I saw you work out. Or there was times when you shared something, and it was probably from my personal development, that just gave me belief or enough oomph to make it through another day. And it's like, wow, that's the big part of coaching. That's like the part that you didn't realize was going to happen. You thought you were just going to help some people, get started on their health and fitness journey. And look, lives are starting to change. And that's just one of the most amazing things that we do here.
Just to piggyback on that, as I heard a coach say, don't let someone's success stay in your mouth. And it's so true. It's like you being so positive and you posting something about working out or doing some of your personal development posting and how that has affected 35,000 lives. It's amazing. I mean, it's incredible. And so I love that. I think about that so much when I go to invite someone. I'm like, nah, you know what? I can't let their success stay with me. I've got to give it out. And if they're not interested, that's okay. But at least got to.
At least you gave it a shot. You gave them the opportunity to decide. And I love that quote. Like, let's not assume that someone's not going to want to do it. Let's give them the opportunity to decide. And that's why we do things like this, guys. That's why we, get an hour together and invite and say, look, this may just be something that you need or want at a time in your life. So it's pretty cool. Any other questions? Wave your hand or unmute. Okay, let's see. Anyone want to know what it takes to get started?
That's what I was going to ask.
Oh, do you want to talk about it?
I don't know. How do you get started?
Okay, that's good enough. Okay, so people want to know their investment. Likely so. All right. You can become a coach for $40. $39.95. You're a Beachbody coach. Congratulations. You have your back office and everything. I like to get people started with that tool set I was talking about, which is a challenge pack, because you want to be doing what you're going to be talking about. You can likely not recommend something that you haven't committed to yourself. And I call it skin in the game because, okay, let's just assume that you had $100,000 investment in your next business. You're likely going to show up every day and do everything in your power you can to make that money back, plus a return, plus profit, right? Okay, so it's like, I want people to invest a little bit. I want people to invest something so they have a reason to A, commit, and B, make it back. I don't want anyone to have to pay for their Shakeology each month. I want you to have your Shakeology paid for, and I want you to be profiting. Okay? The lowest challenge pack is $140. To me, even as this is before I made a dime with Beachbody. I was a server. My husband and I, we were doing okay. I mean, we weren't going without. We were living in somebody's basement, but we had our essential needs met. $140 didn't kill us, but I was like, didn't want to let it go. It's like, okay. Challenge packs didn't even exist back then. I signed up $140 for Shakeology and some some business tools, like paper stuff. Like I paid for paper, but I signed up. I believed in the product. I believed in this business. I believed in myself. So I invested $140, got my bag of Shakeology that, remember, I didn't even like at first. And I did the thing. So you pay $140. I'm just going to call it that because I want you to get started with a fitness program and a bag of Shakeology. And you pay $16 a month to be a coach. To me, that takes care of your websites, because we do have websites. It takes care of the fact that you deal with no inventory in your house. It's not like some other businesses where you have to buy things and you sell out of your house. People buy from your website, and that's a beautiful thing, right? Post office, no more. Okay, so rolling a continual $16 a month, and let's just go ahead and say $100 for your Shakeology. It's $97 in some states. It's a little more, $98 or $100 in some states. So I just say I pay $113 a month to be a coach. So if I help 3 people a month, I make that back. Anything over that, bonus. Anything from team volume, bonus. Does that cover it?
I think it's important to state, because I have a lot of people ask me this because I was a personal trainer prior to Beachbody. You do not have to be a personal trainer in order to be a coach. And one of the beautiful things about Beachbody is in the back office, they have already done the homework for us. They already have all of the verbiage, the material, and the advertising done for us. So we're able, once you become a coach and you have your website to utilize, you have access to all of that material. So I think that's important to state, because a lot of people are like, you know, they read what I'm writing and they're like, well, I could never come up with that material. I mean, I've been in the health field for a long time, but when I started, and there's many days I have writer's block and I have no clue what I'm going to say, and, you know, just not on my A game. Now I have, you know, tools and reference point of where to begin and in what to say and, you know, get out to my clientele. So I just thought that that's kind of important to put out there.
Fantastic point. A lot of people think that they're not equipped to be a coach. It's like, good golly, we got everything across the board that you could have. There, I had zero fitness experience. I had no nutritional experience, but I did learn a lot along the way, which I'm very thankful for that. Anything yet? I love this.
I think people are wondering about the time.
That was the next one. Nice. I love how that keeps happening. What's my time investment? I get it. I totally get it. Dude, if you've got a job or if you've got children, building a business on top of that, your time is precious. I understand. It's a tricky thing. If you're working with intention and you're working with a to-do list, I'd like to say that you can do this business in 2 hours a day, and that is including your workout. I don't really want you to invest more than that in the beginning. I want you to do the basics of what it is to build this business. I want you to not learn all the information, because a lot of people want to know everything before they start. And I don't recommend that always. I want you just to start taking action. Start taking action on yourself. Do your workout, post it. Read your personal development, post something that resonated with you, because likely if it resonated with you and you're sharing that, you're going to start attracting people who were ready to receive that type of information. And I loved that. I was attracting people who were ready to change. Clean, healthy meals. I built my business on social media. So I share everything there. I want to follow up with people. That takes time. I want to invite people. Craft and post. That takes time. But I believe that we can work with focus and get this done in 2 hours a day. And then as you grow and as your organization grows, and then you phase out your other job, right? You phase that out, you have a little more time to devote to do some of the extra growing things that I don't even want you to worry about right now. I want someone else to also chime in, because I've been a coach for over 5 years. It's hard to remember what I did in the beginning. I know what I do now. So someone else, could you give a little bit on that?
Well, I think one of the important things to mention to everybody is that you're never alone in this business. And we lead, just like the type of call that we're leading now, we lead those on a weekly basis. And we cover different topics. So, you know, when you come onto Beachbody and you come onto this team, it's your business. You are the CEO. You are the CEO of your own business. You are your own boss, but you are not alone. And any struggle that you may have, trust me, I can guarantee you that your top coach has been there more than once, and they can help you get through whatever struggle or, you know, mountain or hurdle that you're trying to get over, and help you get through that.
With managing time in the beginning, though, it really, for me, I remember I had just had my son, and now I've had a new baby. So for me, managing my time sort of changed. For me to be successful in my business now, I set my alarm at 6 a.m., sometimes 5:30. I get my workout done, and then I sit down and I go through my personal development, and I check in with all my groups. So you kind of get into a groove. What Olivia was saying, and Lindsay and Larry, about, you know, we're all a team. So, you know, she talked about a hurdle. I have a coach, actually Coach Carissa, she's on this call right now, where her hurdle was a girl she was trying to reach out to. And her and I tag teamed her together. It wasn't for the sale. It wasn't for the commissions. It wasn't a battle. It was because her and I cared enough about this girl. We wanted to figure out how to reach her. We wanted to see what her need was. And maybe it took some things that I was going to say or some things that she, input that she was going to contribute. But your team is always working with you. So if you're struggling with checking in with your groups and what to say, you have a coach who can help you. If you're struggling with a challenger who has a specific need, a specific dietary need, an injury, a question about a workout, you have a coach who you can ask and who can help you. So you're definitely not at it alone, but think about your day and charting your day. I'm pretty sure you can find 30 minutes here, an hour there. For me, dedicating an hour to my business overwhelmed me in the beginning with newborns, but I realized, hey, during feedings, I can get 15 minutes here, 15 minutes there. And there's times where some days I get a big chunk of time. There's other times I have to dip into my business every 30 minutes where I can until it's complete. So, anything that you feed into and you care about, the time you put into it, you will definitely see. You will definitely reap the benefits of it.
Taking notes on that.
I don't know about the time concept, but if you're looking to be a Beachbody coach and your main objective is to make money, especially in the short term, it's a great goal to have, but this business probably won't work for you. This business, if you put others first, the money will definitely come, but people will know. People will sense that you're trying to sell them something. And when it becomes salesy and like we like the term icky in the Beachbody world, people will be standoffish about that. And it's important to know that people want to relate to you. So it's not about a sale. Like for me, being a general contractor, this is going to sound crazy, but it's true. I say it all the time. I get more happy or more enjoyment out of selling a challenge pack to someone that's been watching me for like a year and a half, calling me up out of the blue, than I do building a brand new house and selling a whole house to someone. There's a tremendous amount more money, I can assure you. But that's not what drives me. The drive and the passion is to help others. And then when they finally want to do something with their life and change it, to me, there's nothing greater than that. But once you decide to do that, and it's a burning passion, then the money, it doesn't have to be with Beachbody. It can be any type of business. But if you put others first, the money will come. It just will. So it's just a passionate built a business. And I've seen the other top coaches in the company and talk to them as well. And that's a really big common denominator. So, but back to the time thing, yes, it does take time. You will have to put some effort into it, but it's definitely worth it. I promise you.
Love it. Okay. Well, I think that covers a lot of the misconceptions, and I do want to respect your time. I know that we could all talk here all night because we're passionate and we love what we do, and we love you guys. We don't even know half of you, but we love you and we want the best for you. If you're not already in the team event, pop in there, ask your coach to add you in there, connect with the person that invited you onto this call. That's going to be your next step. You want to say, okay, what next? Or maybe you still have more questions, and fire them away. I wanted you to get in this event just so if I put more information in there, or you can use it as a hub to ask questions, but don't feel pressure. Correspond directly with your coach, whatever you feel is best for you. But we do hope that you heard something that resonates with you and that you're thinking, why not me, right? And you maybe take the next step to become a coach. Thank you so much for being on this call, guys. Thank you to all who spoke, shared your lives, took the time out. We appreciate that so much. I love you guys. And with that, I'll see you soon.
See ya. Thank you.
Bye. Thank you, guys.
Oh, say bye, everybody.
I'm all hot and sweaty. I'm all crazy. I was working out there. Oh, no.
And I've got my light shining so bright, I'm pretty sure the corneas have been burnt out of my eyeballs. If I was looking like this at any time, it was because that light's too bright.
And I was doing chores the whole time.
Oh, that's Becky's foot that we saw.
Yeah. I was feeding llamas, pigs.
Yeah, I thought I saw some llamas in there.
Seriously? I didn't see that.
Yeah, I was like, wait a minute.
You had to have. How could you not have? I figured Larry will spot it and think I've turned into a llama.
Is it still daylight where you live?
Oh, yeah, in Missouri. Yeah, see, I was out here, look. I was feeding, and you guys were right in the middle of explaining how to make money. Llama's like, don't stop now, Sam.
Yes, I do. That's cool.
There's a whole herd of them out here. I had to take away from the picture when I was over in the pig pen because I thought, oh my God, nobody will talk to me if they see this. The pig was like putting her nose to the phone.
That is hysterical. No,
it was a good call, though. It was a really good call.
I thought so too. Oh, let me stop recording.